Sanwo-Olu has said the goal of his administration is to provide affordable housing for residents of the estate. Sanwo-Olu said this on Tuesday during a conference and exhibition themed Lagos 21st Century Real Estate Investment Hub, organized by the Lagos State Real Estate Regulation Authority on Victoria Island. He said for Lagos State to maintain its reputation of real estate investment hub of Nigeria, this sector needs to regain and sustain investors. We will achieve this objective by strengthening the capacity of LASFERA to enforce existing regulations and respond swiftly and decisively to reported cases and incidences of fraudulent practices by illegal practitioners in the property market in the state. The ultimate goal of my administration is to make the real estate sector attractive to investors and provide decent and affordable shelter on a sustainable basis for all Lagosians. The reason for this annual conference and exhibition is to facilitate the process of attaining this objective by identifying and removing all the obstacles through pragmatic actions and innovative ideas.
When I stand here and you address me as Mr. Housing, it's really an honor because it's something that I have been privately and publicly been involved in the last 15 years. And I dare say that indeed, at one point in time, I had been like some of you. I had taken copious notes, I've gone to sites, I have taken measurement, I have had disappointments, I have had expectations from would-be property owners and would-be tenants of my flats, and we've been, and all of the time either been disappointed or had one issue or the other. So whatever it is that you're all going through today, right? Stay focused, stay resilient, stay on the course, because some people too have walked the journey before, and I can tell you that the road will get clearer once you know what you're looking out for, and don't relent on it. Each time you fall, get up again and know that on this market, in this sector, I will make a name for myself, and you certainly will do it. So please continue to do it. And so I stand here with a lot of appreciation to all of you as stakeholders in this very, very important sector in our economy that have come on the second edition of our Lagos State Real Estate Marketplace. It's a conference and it's also an exhibition. Today and tomorrow, there will be several discussions that will happen, and you can see the exhibition stands also behind us. It's the second in series, and we're hoping that we'll continue to put this in the calendar, year on year, where you all can come together like this and further strengthen the conversation on this sector. And like I said, you saw that the panel discussion was really all out about we in government taking notes, listening to you, and putting ourselves in your position, understanding what your issues are, what are the things you want us to do, what are the things we're doing well, and what are those things that you want us to change. And I can tell you that the outcome of the maiden edition of this conference attests to the desirability of this initiative, and it has brought forward a center spread for the need for us to further deepen our collaboration. And we believe that with collaboration, partnership will be developed. And that's really what we need in government. We need to collaborate and we need to develop real partnership. Once you see someone as your partner, even if the person makes a genuine mistake, if you make a mistake at all, you will see it as a genuine mistake because you consider that person as your partner. The person will not ordinarily want to hurt me. The person will not want to deliberately injure my industry, will not set out to want to demean who I am. So that is why partnership for us is the way to go. We see ourselves as different sides of the divide, but planning and trying to achieve the same objective, which is to create wealth and to create a proper well-being for our people. A technical committee on real estate regulation was inaugurated to address the issues of fiscal responsibility and financial transparency, which was aimed at eradicating fraudulent malpractices. And I'm happy to inform you that that committee had sworn to action, and some of them were out here this afternoon to tell you some of the things that they've been doing. The responsibility were to address specific issues that relate to trusteeship of funds, off-plan development, sustainable governance structure, insurance guidelines and rules. Well, they said we shouldn't use strata, flats, apartments, law and devolution, ownership and resident association. We consider all these issues very fundamental to creating the needed atmosphere of trust and confidence, which has been a major challenging and a limiting factor in the investment and real sector market. Under our Making Lagos a 21st Century is our housing stock and is our housing agenda. And so it's not something that we just woke up and wanted to do. It was a thought out, economic policy, and everything we're doing as a government is driven, under the team's agenda. And I just not want to repeat all of our modest achievements thus far. And the essay had said that in the last 2.5 years, there have been several. And the last count, about 14 housing estates that we have handed over to brand new owners, to new property owners. And we have about another 5 or 6. I think we should do 1 or 2 before Christmas, Abi? So that we can give Christmas gifts to other people. We should do at least 1 or 2 before the end of this year. We should not just build property, let's also build skills. Let us identify those skills and let us truly, really train them. So that the output of what comes from a very great design will show, something that you'll be truly, really proud of. From the finishing that you see. Because the best houses is not in the best design. It's in the best output, it's in the best finishing that people see. It's not just a 3D rendering. It's what you put on the ground. It's the details that you put to all of the finishings that you have there. And so we need to leave this place with that commitment. That vocational skills, technical skills are things that we deliberately must put in the curriculum of our various institutions. At the end of the day, we must be able to design a model that is fit for purpose, for our own environment, for our own nuisances, and that is peculiar to our own local need. We should not cut and paste what happens in other jurisdictions and just want to put it here. Let's think and say to ourselves, what can we domesticate that will be original and that will stand the test of time in our own environment? So those are the kind of conversations and integration that I'm expecting from all of us. Somebody mentioned and talked about the issue of commuting, for example, from as far as Alaro City, and everywhere is congested in Lagos and all of it. Yes, it's true. That's why I said to you, what's the size of Lagos? It's such a little, tiny space. But the state government is working tirelessly to ensure that we can do what we call our integrated transportation master plan. And that our integrated transportation master plan is considering the road infrastructure which we're building. I'm excited to mention that we're doing a 6-lane highway from that Alaro City to Eleko Junction. You've seen it, you know that a journey that used to take an hour and a half, now is going to take you 15 minutes. It's a 6-lane highway. If you clap for Lagos State, please. It's a rigid pavement. And that road, once it's completed, with the support of the House of Assembly, we'll be pushing and be going back towards Aja, so that we can clean up that entire neighborhood. Once we have a massive highway, then people can commute in 15-20 minutes. We know that for the size of this city, there'll be people that want to cut corners. We know that for the size of this city, there'll be officers that have also brought us down, that has reduced our name. We know. We're not going to stand here and say that everybody that has worked for us is holy. But we're dealing with them. And so these are major issues that all of us need to work together. So once we set up, a calling system and we say, report these things to this kind of number, people should trust us and make those reports. Because it's only when we get those feedback that we can deal with the issues and we can get a better system out of it. I think the point has also been made around Omonile. Very touchy. And I think the Honorable Attorney General has a major duty and responsibility for us in this line. I will not stand here and deny the fact that I have also not been a culprit. Don't think that governors too have also lost land before. This is true life. This land department, they've also dealt with me before. But it's okay. We're all learning. And that's a real fact of it. So some of the things that we realize, which we're working on, is the issue around ownership of land. So there's so many land, right, that government has not put proper title on, which Omonile and other families member have, title on, responsibility. Maybe they don't even have full title, but the fact that, whoever is in possession sometimes could connote that is the owner. So all of these issues, we're trying to resolve them. There was a committee that was set up, that was working with us. But more importantly, is to announce to this gathering that I've made up my mind that we're going to do excision for the needed areas. I thought they were going to be clapping because it's one of the major turning points. We will do it, certainly not this year, but we're going to be setting up a committee that will reflect all of the various Ibile neighborhood that we have in the state, and it will be fully representational, and we will sit back and see in the spirit of equity, fairness, and transparency what we can yield and title, proper title that we can give and we can yield, so that all of these incidents and all of these issues can be reduced to the barest minimum. We'll do extensive reform in our survey department, because as a surveyor myself, the genuineness or otherwise of any title is a function of how reliable the survey is, which is the precision. It shows a geo-reference of where you are, and it becomes an undisputable land information. So a lot of reforms have to come in. I'm looking at issues around exclusivity that it's only the Surveyor General that can sign. I'm studying it, I'm reflecting on it, and I'm thinking through what are the merits and demerits of it. I'm sure they're hearing this for the first time. And it's something that we need to also learn from and see how we build a better, resilient system that will outlive all of us. As I round up, it's also interesting for me to let you know that we also developed a new concept called the monthly tenancy concept. If you know, you know. That's why they are clapping. Really for me is just to thank you. Is to thank especially the staff of La Serrera who have continued to work, and to say that we'll be signing the law very soon. SA and our team. Is to thank all of you, the big players in this industry. Is to say that I believe that the potential of this market, we're just starting. The potential is enormous. The potential is unbelievable. And I want to say that you're on the right path. Remain resolute. Remain sincere. Because sincerity is what will give you credibility. Sincerity is what will give you credibility. And credibility is what will give you that spontaneous finance. People will come and dump things at your door, believing that you are a credible person. Integrity is nothing that you should take for granted. And once you're on that path, you've seen a partner in Lagos State, and together we'll develop this market to an enviable level. Thank you very much.